Welcome, everyone. My name is Tamara Bamber. I am a senior account manager here at Nat Certif. And with me is Ashley Resto, one of our sales directors. What we're going to be covering today are some different digital strategies for home goods clients specifically, just really revolving around the inventory challenges that they've been facing. Just so you know, we are going to be recording this and sending out the deck as well as the recording after the webinar. There is a Q&A window, so if you have any questions throughout the webinar, feel free to type in the questions there. We'll try and get to them live, but if for whatever reason we can't get to them, we'll make sure to follow up. So for those that are not familiar with Nat Certif, haven't worked with us before, I wanted to give a little bit more information on what it is that we do. We specialize in helping multi-location businesses and franchises increase their leads and sales with an assertive online presence. The way that we do this is using our integrated technology and services. Those technology and services allow us to launch and monitor multiple campaigns and launch them within hours, whereas other companies, it may take them even a couple of weeks if you're dealing with many, many locations. So technology is really at the core of our business, and it fuels our ability to provide the world-class location and franchise support. We're able to provide a dedicated account manager for every location and franchise because of our technology. Our technology automates the heavy lifting of localized digital campaign execution. So it's able to allow us time to serve our customers. Wanted to also give a little bit of background into how we got started. Our story started in a very similar time like today, where businesses were stuck trying to figure out how to navigate through tough times. We actually started in 2008 during the economic crisis. We partnered with a company called Audio Advice, and we saw an opportunity for them to expand their digital marketing campaigns where everyone else was pulling back. So what this allowed them to do was get ahead of the competition, and in the end, they were able to gain more market share. We saw a similar opportunity like this last year in 2020, where a lot of businesses were shut down. Their advertising stopped completely, or many businesses stopped their advertising completely. And so Ashley's going to introduce some strategies that we recommend exploring as you are navigating through the following scenarios.
Great. Thanks, Tamara. So yeah, as Tamara said, our intention for this webinar is really to address one of two problems that we know are facing the home goods industry. The first one, I think probably the more prevalent one, is the issue of inventory shortages. I'm sure that many of you here today have experienced some problems with the supply chain. It probably at this point just seems like a never-ending issue. And it's really important that with these inventory issues that you're addressing that within your marketing strategies. Alternatively, maybe you're just looking to update your marketing mix. With COVID in the last year and a half, 2 years, we have certainly seen online behavior change with users when it comes to their purchases. And so we have some new channels with streaming TV advertising and online shopping that we're excited to introduce to you all today. Now, one thing that we're recommending here at Nat Certif for many of our clients is shifting to awareness-based campaigns. So now this is something, especially if you're having an inventory issue, you don't have supply ready today to sell, you don't have your showroom with tons and tons of sofas to sell, then while you're in that issue, while your inventory levels are unstable, it's a great opportunity to kind of shift your focus to brand awareness. So maybe you're not advertising for that user that's in the market for a sofa, for a mattress, But the idea is to get your name out there, get these users online in your area geographically to see your name. And then when they are ready to make a purchase for a sofa, they've seen your name so many times that you're going to be kind of who they think of when the timing is right. At Nat Certif, we consider the two best channels for awareness campaign to be display advertising and video advertising. And with both of these channels, you can gain tens of thousands of impressions for a relatively cheap cost. Now, connected TV advertising, this is certainly a newer advertising channel for everyone, and it has gained a lot of popularity in the last couple of years. So in 2021, we are expecting the number of people using connected TV devices to surpass the number of people with a traditional cable subscription. So just so you all know, when I say connected TV, what we mean is essentially people who are streaming their TV. You can refer to them as the cord cutters. They're no longer watching TV under traditional cable. Maybe they're on Hulu, maybe they're on their Roku device, Apple TV. Anywhere they're streaming TV is where we can target those users with a commercial. And there are many benefits to running connected TV. So the first would be, it's an ever-growing audience. There's tons and tons of inventory out there to show commercials to users who are streaming their TV. And what's even better than, say, traditional linear TV advertising is we can show your ads to a strategic audience. So if you've run any cable TV commercials in the past, you've probably been restricted to showing your ads to users that fall within your DMA. And what we're able to do with our advertising is do some zip code targeting, showing your ads to people who are actually in the geographic area that you're looking to target. And not only can we target geographically, but we can also hit users that fall into specific categories, whether it's women 35 and up you're seeing regularly in store. We can target users who fall into that audience, whether it's age ranges, gender, household income. There are many attributes that we can target to. And where we've actually seen a lot of success with our connected TV campaigns is going to be what's called a lookalike audience. So what we'll do, we'll add some code on your site and we'll track users that are visiting your website regularly and target users who kind of fall within the same audience profile. So we at Nat Certif certainly pride ourselves on targeting very strategic audiences. If you choose to partner with us on connected TV, we'll create a custom audience targeting strategy just for your business. And at Nat Certif, we also only focus on the big screen. So there's a very similar product out there called OTT, over the top TV advertising, which means you're showing ads to people streaming their TV on their tablets or their smartphones. But at Nat Certif, we do just focus on the big screen, people who are actually watching their true TV device, which is pretty neat because that way we can often show your ads to multiple people in a household at once. And it's usually going to be people pretty tuned into their TV. They're watching 40 minutes or more of content, and they're very tuned in and engaged with the program. In fact, users who watch our connected TV ads, our view rate is about 98% overall, because these users, unlike YouTube, they don't have the option to skip the ad or exit out. They must watch the commercial all the way through. So it's great at getting your message across. And then the last thing to note here with connected TV that kind of sets it apart from traditional TV advertising is the ability to measure success. So we're able to see how many users actually saw a connected TV commercial and then made a visit to your website or either made a visit to your store physically in person. And then last thing to note in regards to connected TV is the ability to control frequency. So when I say frequency, what that means is we can basically track and control how many times a user physically sees your ad. So in traditional TV advertising, I'm sure it's happened to everyone on this call today, but a lot of times you're seeing the same ad over and over and over again. And while that brand awareness is important, it actually gets to a point if you're showing an ad to someone 35 times, as you can see is common with linear TV advertising, it can actually negatively affect the probability of someone purchasing your products. So frequency is something that we control with all of our ad campaigns. It's something we can split test and see how it impacts performance. But in general, just the ability to control that frequency is certainly a game changer. All right, now onto promotions. So what you're seeing actually on the left side of the screen is a current promotion through connected TV that we're running for America's Mattress. So if you are a store that has 10 plus locations, you want to show one commercial to users within any of your geographic area that you want to target. What our technology can do is make sure that we're localizing your video to users who are close, showing the actual store information for the store that they're closest to. So in this video here, you can see it has the nearest address as well as a QR code that will get the user to the landing page for this specific location. And we certainly recommend promotional advertising whenever we get the chance to. I know Tamara and I have both seen that in ad campaigns that mention any type of a sale, a deal, a promotion, we always see the performance skyrocket when it comes to click-through rate, conversion rate. Our numbers are always much better when we advertise for a promotion. So definitely recommend doing just that. And if you have the chance to customize your promotions, of course, kind of a no-brainer, but align your promotions with the inventory you actually have in stock. Last thing I would note, I guess, about promotions is that even if you don't have a very specific promotion to advertise for, 10% off Serta mattresses, it really doesn't need to be that specific. Even if you just say in general, we're having a Labor Day sale, that certainly has a positive impact to your online ad campaigns. So if you need to keep it general, that will certainly yield positive results as well. And I do want to mention something that we've been getting a lot of great feedback from lately is our call tracking capabilities. So this is where anytime we're showing an ad, we'll usually feature a phone number on the ad that's considered a call tracking number. And what that allows us to do is know exactly which phone calls are generated from a Nat Certif ad. The user sees an ad, they call it, it'll direct right to your store number, but it will actually record the entire phone call. That has been a great tool for sales training. So I think if you're a business owner, even a marketing manager, you're probably seeing that your salespeople in store are having to pivot and sell what's available today is kind of the mantra, since it's an ever-changing game of what you have in stock and what you don't. So if you notice maybe Lazy Boy recliners, you're completely out of stock, you have someone calling in for a Lazy Boy recliner, you want your salespeople to know, hey, we're out of Lazy Boy, but we do have Flex Steel. So kind of pivot that conversation and sell the customer a different brand that you actually do have available. And this call tracking ability has been very successful in allowing for that sales training to happen. And now Google My Business is a great feature for really at all times, whether we're in COVID times or not. Google My Business is a great way to escalate your presence online. So just some tips for best practices when it comes to Google My Business is to get as detailed as possible with your listing. The more keywords you have in your Google My Business listing, the better it will be for your SEO or your organic presence on Google. And it's also important to keep your business hours accurate. So I know at the beginning of the pandemic, a lot of store hours were changing, and it can be frustrating if you're a potential customer, you see online that the store is open, and then it turns out when you go in store, it's actually closed. So just a friendly reminder here to keep your business hours up to date as those change. The more photos, the better. Google will actually showcase Google My Business listings that have more photos. So product pictures, lifestyle images, anything you can add, we highly recommend that. And your Google reviews are also housed within your Google My Business listing. So we encourage you all to manage those and respond to customer reviews if you have the bandwidth to do so. And then Google My Business, they're always adding new features. So something that's a little bit newer is adding promotions or offers to your Google My Business page. Just as we recommend you update your advertising campaigns with Nat Certif with any promotions, there's certainly other places for you to update the information as well. So please do so in Google My Business with a post. It's a great feature as well. And then in a moment, Tamara is going to get into Google Shopping and some inventory type campaigns. If you do have your inventory housed online through the Google Merchant Center, we do strongly encourage you to link that to Google My Business. That way you can actually show available inventory within your Google My Business listing as well. So back to you, Tamara, for Google Shopping.
Yeah, so like Ashley mentioned, in 2020, we saw more consumers shifting to online shopping. They were kind of forced to. And one channel that we saw it perform really well and deliver a positive return on ad spend was Google Shopping. So we are encouraging furniture dealers to go ahead and set up Google Merchant Center, set up a feed, prepare yourselves or start testing Google Shopping. Because it's not only going to give you more visibility, but that's simply where consumers are shifting to look for products more in. So Google Shopping, it allows you to show ads not only in the search results at the top of the page, but in the shopping tab and across Google partners like YouTube and Gmail. Here at Nat Certif, we utilize smart shopping campaigns, specifically because there is a dynamic retargeting component built into those campaigns. So it allows the prospect to see the exact product that they saw on your website on display banners. So it follows them around to remind them about the product and remind them of you specifically as they're shopping around. Another option available within shopping ads is what we call local inventory ads. So how it works are on the shopping ad, it will say in store or pick up today, and it displays inventory that your feed shows is in stock in a specific location. So this is a good way to promote foot traffic to the local store while also promoting online sales. I mentioned about the local inventory ads and using those to show specifically the items that are in stock in the local store. Another option that we've seen retailers use is to advertise dropship items only. So they leverage the partnerships they have with manufacturers and just show the items that they know are going to come directly from the manufacturer instead of their warehouse. So that way you're not depleting the inventory in your warehouse and you're depending on the manufacturer to deliver the product. And we did a case study of a retailer, home goods retailer, that adopted Google Shopping last year. They were really looking to enhance their e-commerce platform, especially when a lot of their locations were closed during COVID. So they turned to us to launch those, and we launched not only regular shopping ads, but local inventory ads as well once the stores opened to help promote foot traffic to the stores. Overall, they saw a 139% increase on return on ad spend, and overall continue to see a positive return on ad spend, not just by seeing positive foot traffic to the stores, but also they had the highest online sales they've ever had and continue to have high online sales.
Fantastic. Well, that is what we had planned today to discuss how to overcome inventory challenges and how to update your marketing mix to be more relevant in 2021. Hopefully you learned a thing or two today. If anyone on the phone here has any interest in connecting, talking a little bit more about what a custom ad campaign could look like for you, we'd love to get in touch. You can see both Tamara and my email address showing here. Did want to open it up as well for any questions if anyone has anything. We haven't seen any questions come through, but now is your chance to ask away. There's a chat feature within Zoom that you can use to ask anything you might have. All right, doesn't look like anyone took me up on that. Oh, let's see. We did get a question come through. How do you control which products end up in a Google Shopping campaign feed?
Yeah, I'll answer that. So it's controlled within Google Merchant Center. We can filter down to whatever specific products we want to, and it depends on which attribute you want. So like I mentioned, there may be one specific brand that you just want to advertise for because you know that it's a drop ship product and it'll come directly from the manufacturer. So we can just filter down to the brand attribute. So we show only that brand.
Perfect.
And Connor, oh yes, just wanted to answer Connor's question that there will be a recording sent afterwards.
Perfect. It looks like another one came through. What are good promotional windows for planning? And so with promotions, we actually at Nat Certif can make updates relatively quickly. If you submit all of your promotional information to your account manager within 2 business days from when the promotion starts, we can get you set up to run that promotion right then and there. And I know we also oftentimes will get clients changing their budget for promotions. So we're able to easily alter your budget if you want more visibility during big promotions. We can certainly have the capability to do so. Same thing, just 2 business days is the turnaround time for that.
And I see Lori asked, how are you able to track when someone sees an ad on connected TV and then comes in store? So Lori, we use a third-party partner called AdSquare, and they actually are able to track this. They use a variety of data points, but simply put, it's just geographic location. So the same technology that powers Google Maps and is able to track where you are is how we're able to track whether somebody goes into a specific location. So we put the address that we want to track, and they will tell us, okay, this many people from this campaign walked physically into this location.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat tool too, because it'll take out, if it notices that one person is going in and out of the store all day long, they'll say, okay, that's an employee. We'll take that person out of the mix and we'll report on that. So there's some parameters in place to make sure we're only tracking, customers.
Yeah, and we're even able to get more granular than that. I have a client whose location is pretty far into the road. So we did notice there were some people that were being tagged as store visits, but were in the store apparently 30 seconds. So we figured out that, oh, that's probably drive-by traffic that they're picking up. So let's only track people that are in this location for more than 10 minutes, and we'll count that as a store visit. So we're able to get that granular too.
Great. Well, thanks for your questions. I think that's all that we got in today. So really appreciate all of you joining, and we'll be following up with the recording.